It's the Jarvcast. You're about to get jarved. Let's face it. May 31st, 2023. Had a nice trip to Vegas this month for the Sick New World Fest. Now, if you haven't heard about that one, it was a sold out festival, super hot in the middle of Vegas on a parking lot asphalt. Not the best idea. But they had plenty of free water and some shade here and there that you could chill out at, and refresh. And just got to see so many of my favorite groups growing up. High school, a lot of these bands would come through together in different tour packages, but there were some I never got to see. For example, Cold, which was one of the first bands of the day that I saw at Sick New World. I was a fan of them and just never got the chance to see them live. So that was the first time I got to see them. I thought they were good. From there, I went and saw Narrowhead, Fiddlehead, and Super Heaven back to back there. Three bands that kind of sound like the Midwest space rocky stuff, and they were all great. Caught a song by Soulfly in between there. Caught a song by London After Midnight. And then we walked over to see Mr. Bungle, who unfortunately were going on at the same time as Cold Chamber, but they were at the main stage, and it was quite a walk to go see them. And so I got a good spot for Bungle, and I kind of made that my spot for the rest of the day. After Bungle, though, I went back and saw the Melvins for a little bit, and they were having major sound issues. Not their fault. It was like, the amp just cuts out halfway through a song. And then the next band was Seven Dust, and they barely got through any song. I think they played 2 songs, and they had to get off the stage because power just kept going out and sound cutting out. And saw Death Grips. Let's see who else. Incubus put on a good show at the main stage. Deftones, one of my favorites, of course. Korn. Now, Korn had my buddy Muscles doing their sound. He did a great job. But during the Korn set, I guess there was a threat of a dust storm coming through, and so they had to bring the PA speakers down, which is quite a issue if you're the sound guy. If they're going to take your speakers down through the set. But they did the best, and they brought the speakers back up during System of a Down. And wow, what a set by those guys. I mean, it was like 31 songs. Played all the hits. They had some issues, though, too. I mean, they train wreck a song. If you don't know what that means, it's like you start a song and you just mess up so bad that the whole band just stops playing the song. Well, that happened to System of a Down. And, they restarted the song and barely made it through the second time. But that happens, I guess, when you're playing 31 songs and it's your only show of the year and you haven't been touring for a long time. But it was just a reminder of that, it happens to the best of them. Even if you're up there getting paid millions of dollars, you could still mess up. It happens, But overall, it was a good fest. Saw a lot of old friends, and Vegas is always fun. I always have a good time there, so I'm sure they'll do it again next year, and hopefully I'll be there because it was a great time. I saw The Cure early in the month for the first time. That was really cool. They played for like 2 hours, and a lot of newer songs, but it's cool to see The Cure. And then let's see, what else did I do? Mars Volta I saw. That was incredible. They only played a couple new songs, stuck to the old stuff. Uh, just a incredible band, and glad I finally got to see those guys. Really cool. I wish they would have played some more. What's that song? Since We've Been Wrong. Octahedron or something, I think is the name of the record. Anyway, but it was pretty good. Not many complaints about the Mars Volta show. Really cool. Looking forward to next week, which will be Nest live in New Orleans. We're doing the Stay Awesome Fest. That's the second annual celebration for Hollis. If you didn't know Hollis, well, you've never been to a heavy metal show in New Orleans. Because if you have been to a heavy metal show in New Orleans, you would know Hollis, because he would have been there, and he probably would have said what's up to you. Because he was that kind of guy. He was a good dude. And let's see, there's a lot of cool bands playing throughout the week. It's starting on Thursday, June 8th. It's going through 9th and 10th all weekend, and starting at the Poor Boys Bar, New Orleans. And if you should follow them on social media, their memes on Instagram are worth the follow. Trust me on this one, they're hilarious. And then also at Siberia, we're playing the Siberia show Saturday night. So it will be a late night Saturday show for us, but we're excited about that. A lot of cool bands playing throughout the week. Duran Duran's playing Wednesday. Might go check that out. And that's the same day the Nesty Peeps will be coming in to rehearse. So, really excited for that. Let's talk some baseball. Now, the Cardinals, I told you a little bit last month about how pitiful they've been. Well, it wasn't much better this month either. You know, it's pretty sad. We're in last place. Still haven't brought Walker up. We're starting guys like DeYoung. It's batting like 240. Alec Burleson, no. I hope the guy turns into Pete Rose or something. Come on. Alec Burleson's not going to win you a World Series. I hate to break it to you. But I guess it's only a matter of time until they have to bring Walker up. And I thought they would do it this week when Lars Nootbaar got injured. Our center fielder somehow. What is going on with the Cardinals? We had a great defensive setup. You got a Gold Glover that could play every day at shortstop, Tommy Edman. Now he's in center field last night. Makes no sense. Obviously, you need to keep your corner guys, Arenado and Goldschmidt. But second and short has been just a disaster all year. And why not put Gold Glove Tommy Edman at shortstop, Gold Glover Brendan Donovan every day at second base, Nolan Gorman DH every day. Put him in the lineup every day. And as of 2 weeks ago, he still wasn't an everyday player. I think he's been playing almost every day, finally. But that's how pathetic. Get it together. You don't realize Nolan Gorman needs to be in the lineup every day, and you got fucking Paul DeYoung in the lineup. And then your outfield, which you beginning of the season, they're trying to pump Tyler O'Neill up as the center fielder, which Dylan Carlson defensively was the better player, so why not put him at center field? But now Carlson's hurt, O'Neill's hurt. You still haven't brought up Jordan Walker to play every day. I just don't get it. The manager's bringing in Helsley for 2 innings, misusing him. He's been blowing saves. He's overworked. Why are you bringing him in the eighth inning? Ali Marmol, just a disaster with the bullpen. But I just feel like they can turn it around. That's just, I guess, the Cardinal fan in me. But it would take the pitching staff to. I mean, Miles Michaelis has been pretty good, but they need to be better than average. They need to be, you know, when you can't beat teams like, Cincinnati. Cincinnati's, I guess, not a good example because they got a lot of good young players, but it's just been it's just been sad to watch. And sometimes when the Cards, well, I can't even like compare this because we've never been this bad in my whole lifetime. Like I remember watching as a kid in the '90s, and they were pretty bad. But like now we got stars. Back then we didn't really have any star players. So that's why I feel like we could turn it around. I feel like when Arenado and Goldschmidt can get on fire, and they'll finally bring up Walker, and he'll hit 25 home runs, and we'll make the playoffs, and then we'll lose in the playoffs because our pitching staff's not good enough. But that's what I hope happens, and but at this rate, this last place, this it's not cutting it. And of course, over the weekend, I'm watching on TV, and they got 40,000 fans in the stands both days. Like the fans will keep going because it's there's not much to do in St. Louis, I guess. But until they stop going, they're not gonna put any money into the team. They just sit back and count the money, I guess. It's a shame. Like there's so many good players that have come and gone, and you look at like Alcantara and Zach Gallen and Dolis Garcia. We let go. He's one of the best players in baseball right now. And just you gotta blame the management on all this, and then you gotta fire them. You gotta start at the top, fire everybody, because it's just not working. But they got a couple days off, which is really weird. I can't remember the last time Cardinals had 2 days off during a season in a row during the week. Very strange. But that's what's happening. I guess that's what they need, man, because it's not been fun to watch. But not even halfway through the season. A lot can happen. Hopefully they turn it around. You can always hit me up at Jarvcast at gmail.com if you need me, Cardinals. Come in and save the day. It's really one thing I wish I could do is coach a baseball team. Like, it just seems like such a good time. I just love baseball so much, and I think maybe someday I'll pursue that. But now I'm working on music. I love music so much, and Nest will have an announcement. I was expecting it to happen last month, but these things take time. But the future is very bright. I'm excited about it. Got a couple fests lined up this year. Talking about doing a tour perhaps in October with a legendary band. Now, last month I mentioned perhaps there'd be a legendary power violence band playing Stay Awesome Fest, but that fell through, unfortunately. Still a lot of great bands. But if this thing for Nest happens in October, it'll be huge. It'll be a band that hasn't played the U.S. since 2018. Their last show was at Psycho Las Vegas 2018. So it'll be a big deal if it happens. I hope it does. Trying to make it work right now. It'll keep me busy the rest of the month. tell you all about it next month, hopefully, on the Jarvcast. I'll see you then. Later.